What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is your review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 11, Episode 5. So listen, we start this episode off, they're being very dramatic. They've got Erica riding in a car talking about how complicated everything is and how there are many, many layers to what's going on between her and her husband, and how she understands how the ladies can be curious about what's going on and maybe even feel a little blindsided. And we see her riding in the car, and then we see her walking into the house, and she's actually showing up for an event. So then we have to do the rewind to 3 days earlier, right? So 3 days earlier, Kyle is having a red, white, and blue patriotic party. It's election night. So this is the same day that Erica filed for divorce. She said she wasn't coming to the event. Garcelle's not coming because she's spending the day with her kids. But the rest of the ladies are showing up, and, she asked everybody to, do the whole patriotic thing. Now listen, whenever you think patriotic as it pertains to the United States, it is always red, white, and blue. Listen, you can be creative with your red, white, and blue, but when you're talking about patriotic and you're talking about the United States, you're talking about red, white, and blue. I might give you a pass with black, green, and red. If you're gonna, the green, black, and red. Okay, but let's be clear. We are talking about red, white, and blue patriotic. Even if you want to say, well, the roots of the United States go back to Great Britain. Their flag is red, white, and blue too. Okay? If you want to say, well, I know that Puerto Rico is part of the United States, but my heritage is Puerto Rican. Red, white, blue. Okay? And you want to say, hey, my family is from France. Red, white, and blue. I say all that to say everybody showed up in some form of red, white, blue, except for Dorit. But we're going to get to Dorit in a minute, because Dorit did it on purpose. There was no misunderstanding, no mistaking. Dorit, you are too organized and too planned out in your fashions for you to not have done that purposefully. But we're going to get to Dorit in a second. Because Dorit, you was really looking like you was reliving your youth, and you thought you was going to a remake of Clueless with that outfit you had on. That was straight out of Clueless. But I keep saying I'm going to get back to Dorit, and I keep going there. Okay, back. So Kyle is planning for a party. Kyle looked cute. She had on the blue polka dot dress and yada, 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 Buddha, Buddha, bing. Everybody's coming except for those people I just told you wasn't coming. The husbands are invited and all of that. So, she's talking to Mauricio, and she said, she wants to have a talk with Dorit because things did not end very well between her and Dorit when they got off of the plane. That her and Dorit had a whole little falling out when they left from Tahoe. But, excuse me, editors, sorry, excuse me, did y'all forget that we saw a whole conversation between Kyle, Dorit, and Lisa? I guess their personal beef was put aside when they wanted to gossip about Erica, because that was after I'm doing too much. Okay, let me get back. Let me bring it back. So Crystal shows up, and on her way over there, she's talking to her husband. Her husband's coming with her, and she's, reiterating to her husband about how horrible things were, and how she just had to sort of decompress, and, with everything that happened on the trip. And her husband was like, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I feel like Crystal's husband is just not here for it. Kathy shows up. Now listen, I'm loving Kathy. Kathy gave me a few gems this episode. The funniest scene with Kathy this episode was when they went to when they went to Sutton's boutique, and her ass kept trying to rearrange Sutton's boutique, and she kept asking Sutton if she needed certain things. Like, she said, what about that closet over there? What are you doing with that closet? And Sutton was like, that's the bathroom. She said, okay, what about this desk? Do you need this desk? She was like, yes, we work here. That's the desk I work on. This is actually a functioning store, Kathy. This is not a pretend store. It's a real store. Anyway, Kathy is a mess. So Sutton shows up for the party, and of course Crystal is immediately ready for it to be a problem. But honey, Sutton showed up with her big girl panties on, and she was very much, hey, how you doing? I'm not here for no drama and for no bull hockey. She brought her store manager with her, you know, and he was there, and she actually had a really good conversation with her husband, with Crystal's husband. I said Kathy, I mean Crystal. She had a good conversation with Crystal's husband. They know some. I think Jennifer Tilly. They have common friends, and Jennifer Tilly did a couple of movies for him, and she's friends with Jennifer, and yada yada yada. Lisa Rinna shows up with a new wig on. She looked cute in her little sparkly jumpsuit. She looked really cute, and of course, she showed up loud and very Lisa. Okay, so what we find out happened on the plane with Kyle and Dorit. Dorit was talking to Crystal. Kyle had something to say, so she decided that she was going to interrupt Dorit to say what she had to say. And Dorit was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, I was in the middle of something. Let me finish what I was saying. Now, I don't know how elevated Dorit's voice actually got, but Kyle and her whiny ass, spoiled ass brat, I have to be the center of attention. Everything matters when I say it, but nothing matters when you say it, ass. Felt like Dorit yelled at her, and so now she's in her feelings. But let's be clear. If you hadn't tried to interrupt Dorit with what she was saying, guess what you wouldn't have had to do? Yell at her, or she wouldn't have had to yell at you. And she was like, well, Dorit had been talking for like 30 whole minutes. I just had one thing to say. Again, in your mind, what you had to say was more important than what Dorit had to say. In your mind. In your mind. So they all get to the party. And like I said, Dorit walked in this green, black, pleated Catholic school girl skirt blazer outfit that is in no way, shape, or form red, white, blue. And her defense is, well, you can be patriotic and it doesn't have to be red, white, and blue. No, that is the exact definition of patriotic. That's it. When someone invites you to a party and they say we want it to be a patriotic event, that's what they mean. They want you to wear red, white, and blue. That's the interpretation. That's it. But because you were mad at Kyle and you were in your feelings with Kyle, you decided you were going to thumb your nose at her theme. That's what it was. You are way too planned of a fashionista for that not to have been purposeful. Even your husband, who ain't even from America, told you, Bubby, that's not patriotic, Bubby. And you told him, yes, it is, Bubby. Anyway. So, Kyle pulls Dorit aside to have the conversation. And Dorit, listen, I'm going to say this. There are times where Dorit irritates my nerves, but this wasn't one of them. Baby, when I tell you that Dorit got Kyle all the way together and held her own and did not waver, she was like, let's be clear. First of all, I did not yell at you. Okay, I just told you that you were interrupting me. And Kyle's going to say, well, do you want to be my friend? Are you interested in being my friend? And you know, Dorit was like, I think I have been a friend to you. She said, well, then don't ever speak to me like that again. And I know that in her head, Kyle thought, I got her together. In Kyle's mind, she was like, I got her all the way together. Yes, I got her together. Dorit said, really? She said, last year, you told me to go fuck myself and to fuck off. And I never held that against you. And I never said, well, if you want to be my friend, you'll never speak to me like that again. I took it for what it was. I accepted your apology and we moved on. But you want to give me ultimatums? Okay, whatever. And Kyle, I think, was waiting for something from Dorit. Dorit was like, are we done? Are we finished or are we done? Because I'm finished and done. She gets up to walk off, and Kyle was like, well, why are you walking off? Dorit said, because I'm done. She told her husband, I'm ready to go. He was like, now? He was like, immediately or like in a minute? She said, immediately or sooner. And she said that basically her parents were in town and she wanted to go spend time with her dad. And then she said she would only be gone for a couple of hours. But her thing was, what I'm not going to do is sacrifice time with my family for this bullshit. I'm out. I can watch the election from home. Now, Sutton was the smartest person in the room when she basically said, yeah, we're not going to know the results of this election until tonight. Like, this is going to be, she said, I don't think we're going to know until, you know, probably December. And she was right for the most part. So, y'all keep calling Sutton what y'all want. Anyway, that was pretty much how that night went. Now, on the way home, Crystal did open up to them about having an eating disorder and about being anorexic girl. She said she lost 5 pounds when they was in Tahoe. And, she was subtly trying to throw that at Sutton. Like, Sutton is the reason why she lost 5 pounds. First of all, how long was y'all in Tahoe? Bitch, if you can lose 5 pounds in 3 days, I need you to email me that recipe. Because I'm just trying to lose 5 pounds like that. Every 5 days, I'm just do what you did. Okay? On the way home, Crystal's husband, that wasn't on the way home. Well, yeah, on the way, no. I'm sorry, that wasn't on the way home. Later on, Crystal and her husband had a conversation, and he was like, I'm kind of surprised that you opened up about your eating disorder. And, she was like, well, you know what, it wasn't intentional. It just, it was what it was, and, just glad to kind of be open, and to share that or what have you. Then they talked about Sutton, and her husband was like, I think Sutton was pretty nice. And she was like, well, she was on her best behavior. And I was like, girl, if you don't let that shit go and stop acting like Sutton tried to assault you or something, like, don't get me wrong, Sutton shouldn't open up that damn door. She opened the door, you were naked. I get it. But at the end of the day, and maybe because I just don't trip over stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you told her how you felt. She apologized. She didn't see it that way. She didn't mean it that way. She was really trying to do something nice and bring you your coat after she had acted a whole jackass. Okay, let's be clear. Sutton did act a jackass, but she was trying to be nice. And you just took it to a whole nother level. But anyway, I don't have the energy for it. Because, Crystal, you was getting on my nerves. The second half of last episode and this episode, you was doing a lot. You was doing the most. So Sutton goes Bentley shopping, honey, and she takes Garcelle with her. Now listen, that thing was beautiful. She had the dealership shut down so that they could shop by themselves so they wouldn't have to worry about COVID protocols. Now, I normally don't call bullshit on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when it comes to the extravagance and the money that they have. But on this one, I'm going to call bullshit. Because Sutton said that she had been to the dealership earlier that week, and so she kind of knew what she wanted, and she was pretty much there just to close the deal. I feel like it was a conversation that was had between Bentley and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills that it would be better as far as protocols as it relates to COVID, that they would shut the dealership down, especially since I feel like Sutton had already bought that damn car. She was just there to pick it up. Because, when you get luxury vehicles like that, they got to do certain things. You buy a car, and then they got to do certain things to it to personalize it and stuff. And I feel like that was her just picking the damn car up. But Sutton said that was the first time that she had ever bought a car by herself. She said, and so, she said, maybe I am having a little bit of a midlife crisis. Maybe I am kind of, doing a little bit much, but I mean, that's just where I am in my life right now. I'm just really sort of reinventing myself, and, I'm here for it. And I'm here for it too. She got that nice drop top Bentley, black on the outside, red leather interior. Listen, I ain't mad at you, Sutton. Can you come by and take me out for a spin? Okay. Anyway, so Sutton decides that she wants to have a party. She said, listen, I've been wanting to have a party at my house. I've been wanting to entertain in my home. So she wants to have like a Parisian type theme party at her house, and she's going to invite the ladies over. And Erica actually agrees to show up. That's the party that we started the episode with, where Erica walks in real dramatic like. Now, Rena and her husband grew a garden during COVID. That's it. That's all. I'm not giving that a whole lot more energy. They grew a garden during COVID. So we get to the party, and again, everybody is showing up for the party. And they're, walking, in France in springtime. Sutton said, listen, I can't go to France for Fashion Week, and I normally go to France 4 or 5 times a year, and I'm just there for it. So the ladies come in their best, again, just an excuse to dress up. The ladies come dressed in their best, except for who? That damn Kathy. Kathy came in there, some slacks, a t-shirt, and a blazer. She said, listen, this is how I walk down the street when I'm in France. This is what France gets from me. These jeans, this blazer, and this what they get. So I know that's right, Kathy. So Garcelle, listen, I wasn't mad at Garcelle at the dealership for asking how much the Bentley cost, even though Sutton didn't want her to ask, because of course Sutton is of the mindset if you have to ask, you can't afford it. Garcelle was like, listen, I just want to know. And she didn't even ask about the car that Sutton was buying. She was just asking about a car in the dealership. But Garcelle, you were out of line, because she was like, first of all, Lisa Rinna came dressed exactly as Kyle. They had the exact same dress on. Lisa, let me say this. This has happened way too often for it to be an accident. Either y'all are in cahoots and it's like one of those inside jokes that we gonna find out about in, a few years, or like mojo.com or something, that this was something that was planned that at least once a season Lisa Rinna dressed like somebody else. Or Lisa, you getting the inside information from these people's stylists and it's a whole joke and it's something you're doing independently. But you do it every season, and it just can't be that much of a coincidence that every year you wear the exact same outfit. Like, it just, like Hollywood, Beverly Hills ain't that damn small, that every season you got the exact same outfit as somebody else. Like, girl, stop it. Anyway, but Garcelle, you was real gauche when y'all started talking about Erica. Do you really think Erica's filing for divorce? Do you really think? And Garcelle was like, well, I mean, she might as well just wait. And basically she was implying, as old as time is, Erica might as well just wait this thing out and he'll die. I thought that was very gauche. I didn't think it was funny. I think it was cute. It was a little rude. Now let's be clear. I think we've all thought it. But I don't know if I would have said it. Anyway, they do this whole build up about Erica coming in. Oh my gosh, can you believe what happened? Do you really believe what happened? Do you believe what happened? Oh my gosh, did you hear about that? Oh no, oh yes, oh whoa, maybe, ooh. And girl, Erica walks in the door with this real dramatic walk, and that's the end of the episode. If y'all don't go sit down somewhere with this bull hockey, had me waiting all this time for this bullshit, moving on, that's it, that's all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.